I have here a list of quotes by famous scientists.
Uh-huh.
I want to see if you can name the scientist who said each of these quotes.
Hey, by the way, are they alive or dead, or is it a mix?
It's a mix.
It's a mix. Okay.
Yeah.
And are these all real quotes, or are some of them...
Look, I got these from reputable sources.
Right. Reader's Digest,
from
I'm sure.
reputable sources, like I always do.
The
History of Science Society. Good publications like Scientific America. 17 magazine. And to help you out, I'm going to give you 3 lifelines.
Okay.
Real lifelines.
Okay. So basically they're passes, right?
No.
Oh.
Please. I don't do the same joke more than once, please.
Oh, I see.
If you know anything about me, is I do the same joke only once.
I know a lot about you.
So 3 lifelines. The first lifeline is, tell me the year this quote was said.
Okay.
The second lifeline is, tell me the field of the scientist.
Okay.
And the third lifeline is, translate the quote into English. Yeah.
Okay.
You ready?
I see. Yes, I'm ready. Let's go.
All right. The first quote. Which famous scientist said the following? If I have seen further, it is by standing on the shoulders of giants.
This is a very, very famous quote. It has adorned the walls of, I think, many libraries and high schools and other places.
Okay.
There's actually an interesting story to this quote that I'll tell you once I tell you who said this.
Okay.
This was Isaac Newton.
That's correct.
Newton was very vindictive. He held a lot of scientific grudges his entire lifetime. Like, him and Leibniz had beef. There was this other scientist, Robert Hooke, I think.
Robert Hooke, that's right.
Yeah, and he was a hunchback, okay? And him and Newton didn't get along. And some people speculate that when he said shoulders of giants, he literally meant he was standing on the shoulder of Robert Hooke.
This quote came from a letter that Newton wrote to Robert Hooke.
Oh, yeah, there you go. That's probably where that comes from. Yeah, so that's where that speculation comes from. There's like a backhanded sort of thing.
Very sassy man, that Newton.
Yeah, he was.
All right. Here's another quote. Which famous scientist said the following? God does not play dice with the universe.
This is also a very famous quote that's been used multiple TV shows, books, movies, I think. Every popular science book talks about this. This is Albert Einstein.
That's correct.
He was talking about quantum mechanics and how there's all these probabilities and there's this inherent uncertainty built into quantum mechanics that he was actually never comfortable with his whole life.
He was not comfortable, right.
Somewhat ironic because Einstein himself played a big role in quantum theory with the photoelectric effect and things like that.
And won the Nobel Prize. His only Nobel Prize.
Actually, yes. Yeah, not even for relativity.
Gravity.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a quote from 1926. Okay, good job. Doing very well. Which famous scientist said the following? I was an ordinary person who studied hard. There are no miracle people.
Okay.
Remember, you have some lifelines.
I know I do. I'm just trying to think.
Happy to translate this into English for you.
Please. So this is what's interesting about this quote to me. The reason I pause is there's not many famous scientists who are also outwardly very humble and modest and self-deprecating.
This person is not very humble either. He's not known for being humble.
Okay. So this may be one of those like humble brag.
I think this is one of our favorite scientists.
Oh.
Who, well, I guess sometimes he is humble. He's known for being a great teacher. That's one hint. That's a freebie.
I mean, Richard Feynman was known for being a good teacher. He was not very humble. There were some times when he would say, we don't know things. Yeah. So I don't think that's him. And this is not something he would have said, I don't think. I hate to use any of my lifelines this early, but I'll ask you the field of science.
Physics.
Okay. I should have wasted that lifeline. I'm going to say it says Paul Dirac.
No.
Okay.
No, you had it right. I mean, it is Richard Feynman, actually.
It's actually Richard Feynman.
Yeah. He said this in 1983 in the Fun to Imagine TV series, which you can find on YouTube.
Yeah.
I encourage people to go watch that on YouTube. Fun to Imagine. It's a great series. But yeah, I was also surprised he said this.
I mean, he died in like 80. He died in 88, so this was pretty close near the end. I mean, he got like cancer and stuff, so maybe he was more humble and wise in his later years.
Wiser, yeah. But it's one of my favorite quotes by him because he was trying to teach the public and trying to encourage the public to get into science and to think about science.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's another quote. Which famous scientist said the following? The cosmos is all that is, or ever was, or ever will be.
Okay, so my first thought is Carl Sagan because he had a very famous TV show, popularized cosmology, astronomy, etc., brought it to the masses. Stephen Hawking could have said something like this too in one of his books. I've read them, but I don't remember the quotes. Carl Sagan arguably was, I don't know if he was more famous near the end of his life, but he did more for public knowledge. I'm going to go with Carl Sagan.
That's correct.
Yeah.
This is from his Cosmos TV series, 1980. Very good. Next quote. Which famous scientist said the following? "Por se mueve."
Can you repeat the sentence, please?
"Por se mueve."
"Por se mueve"?
Yeah.
I'm trying not to use my lifeline. I'm trying to see if I can.
You should probably use it.
"Por se mueve." I don't know, what language is that? Is that French? Is that Italian? All right, fine. Translate it for me.
Okay. Wise choice. Wise choice.
Okay, go ahead.
This is the only one you can use that lifeline on, actually.
Good. Whew.
In English, it means, and yet it moves.
George Costanza said this.
Who is he quoting? It is not George Costanza.
I know it's not, but he did say this. So you're not going to tell me which language this came from?
I think it's Italian. Honestly,
Okay.
I didn't look it up. It's either Italian or Latin.
It sounds Italian. I guess it could be Latin because it was the lingua franca of science back then. So there's a few thoughts, okay? The first thought in my mind is that it's Galileo because he formed the very first sort of formulation of mechanics before Newton did it. This is Galilean mechanics. And he did the famous experiment where he dropped like a piece of metal and a feather, and then they dropped at the same time. And remote possibility is that this could be Johannes Kepler because he talked about planets, but I don't think so. I think I'm going to go with Galileo.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
Good job. Yeah, the Galileo Galilei. He said this in 1633. This was after he was forced to recant his claim that the Earth moves around the sun.
By the church.
Basically, he's saying, yeah, the facts are the facts.
Yeah.
Good.
The church actually apologized officially, like 400 years later or something.
Good. Okay. All right. Here's another one. Which famous scientist said the following? "Nothing in life is to be feared. It is only to be understood. Now is the time to understand more so that we may fear less."
So it almost sounds like FDR, the president. The only thing to fear is fear itself. This is actually a very profound quote. I have not directly encountered this before. A little surprising.
It is. It's not. I wouldn't say it's one of the more famous quotes, but it's a good quote. Which is why
this is
I
actually
included
a
it.
very. In fact, out of most of the quotes we've talked about today, this one's probably is deeper than most of
very
them.
deep. Yeah. Relevant to today for sure.
Yeah.
You have. Let me tell you the lifelines you have left.
Yeah.
I actually only have one, huh?
Just the year.
The year, yeah.
I mean, I know this is from the 20th century. I'm pretty sure this is from the 20th century.
I actually
so
don't know the year.
Yo, in that case, you gotta let me.
I'll give
use
you one of the other
lifelines
lifelines back. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So field.
Okay, this is a big hint. Okay. Physics and chemistry.
Oh, I mean, okay. So when you put it that way, my mind goes to a few people. First is Marie Curie. She's I think the only person to win a Nobel Prize in chemistry and physics.
In 2 scientific Nobel categories, yeah.
Correct. Disciplines. Because you have Linus Pauling, who won a piece in chemistry. And then there's this other guy, Bardeen. He won it twice in physics.
Oh, okay.
Which is pretty insane.
I didn't know that.
One of them was for the transistor, and the other one was for what's called the BCS theory of superconductivity.
Okay.
But it's pretty insane. Anyway, I'm going to say it's Marie Curie.
It is. Yep,
yeah.
Madame Marie Curie. That's correct. Yeah, I don't know when she said this. I couldn't find the source for it.
Yeah.
Could potentially be a misattribution. I'm not 100% sure, but
It could
I like
be from
the
one
quote.
of her Nobel lectures, maybe. I don't know.
Could be. Yeah. Next quote. Which famous scientist said the following? "Everyone you'll ever meet knows something you don't."
So see, this is actually something that Richard Feynman could have said too. Who else could have said something like this? Everyone you meet will... I don't know. I'm just going to say Richard Feynman again.
Why don't you ask me the year?
Okay, fine. The year.
2019.
Oh. Wow, that's really recent.
Very recent, yeah.
Um,
This isn't a famous quote, I would say, but I like the
again,
quote.
I like the quote a lot. You know, I think.
But who do you think would say something like this in the modern? Yeah, he's a popular scientist.
a popular scientist?
Well, I mean, he's into teaching the public outreach.
So Bill Nye could be one of them. If you consider him a scientist, I think he is.
Yeah, he's the president of the Planetary Society.
You mentioned Neil deGrasse Tyson earlier.
Yeah.
He potentially could have said this. Although most of the time he's very pedantic on the internet.
He's a little pedantic, yeah. With his little tweets.
Yeah, with his tweets. Yeah, exactly.
Likes to troll people.
Yeah. Stephen Hawking could have said this. I don't know when he died. I think he died in 2021, maybe. I don't know. I'm going to go with Bill Nye.
That's correct. Good job.
Okay.
Good job. Hey, you did very well on that. Yeah, he said this at a commencement speech at Goucher College in 2019.
Good for him. Good for him. I think that's also the right age to tell people this, Because people in college, they learn some stuff and it's very exciting, very interesting, and all of a sudden they're like, oh, I know everything there is to know. You're 21, 22 years old.
Exactly. Okay, so the next set of quotes I got from ChatGPT.
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course.
Okay, there are 7 more quotes. I'm going to give you all of your lifelines back.
Okay. So it's still the same task. I'm supposed to name the scientist?
Yeah, name the scientist.
So the premise here is that ChatGPT said this scientist could have said this.
Yeah.
Essentially. Okay.
They did say it, please.
They did.
ChatGPT, very smart.
Oh, yeah,
okay?
Of course. They wouldn't lie. Yes.
The first quote from ChatGPT is, I am writing a book on evolution. The beginning isn't great, but it gets better over time. Which scientist said that?
Okay,
very famous scientist.
Yeah. So evolution, the first name that comes to mind is, of course, Charles Darwin. Absolutely legendary scientist. Paradigm shifting theory. So I'm going to say Charles Darwin.
That's correct. That's correct. Good job. Yeah, he said this in 1858. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Sure. Aboard the SS Beagle.
Yeah.
Good scientist. All right.
Yeah.
According to ChatGPT, which famous scientist said the following? I don't like telling jokes to helium atoms. They never react. Which famous scientist said that?
What does that even mean? Okay.
Helium atoms, they don't react. Have you ever tried telling a joke to a helium atom? Don't react.
No, but maybe they'll laugh at my jokes, because I'm as funny as Andy Richter.
Yeah, it's true.
Well, Richard Feynman has a book called Surely You're Joking, Mr. Feynman.
Okay.
It's hilarious semi-fictional anecdotes of his time in college and Los Alamos and so on. So I'm just going to say Richard Feynman.
Well, let me give you a hint. Atoms.
Okay.
That's a key word. It's a quote about atoms.
Okay, so it's a chemist.
Well, who's the father of atomic physics?
Rutherford?
Niels Bohr.
Oh, Niels Bohr. Okay.
Yeah. This was in 1960. It was during his later years. So,
he was close to dying, man.
He died a little kooky. I think he died in 1961. Yeah.
Okay.
This
I see.
This was on his deathbed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How fortunate someone recorded this. Yeah.
It's okay you didn't get that one. Yeah. That one's hard. He was a little kooky. All right. According to ChatGPT, which famous scientist said the following? You know what kind of computer sings the best? Adele. Who said that? Which very famous scientist?
Okay.
Who said that?
I just remember I have my 3 lifelines left.
You have 3 lifelines, yeah.
So, I'm trying to think if I should ask for the year or the field, because the year has to be modern. It's a joke about Adele and Dell computers. If ChatGPT is being chronologically accurate, then we're talking basically 2000s.
Well, great scientists are often ahead of their time.
Right, of course. Okay, so I'll ask for the field.
Okay, computer science.
Sure. Computer science is interesting because as a field, it really came into its own in the 50s. Von Neumann was one of the first people to formalize computer architecture and stuff like that. I don't know. I'm going to say von Neumann.
No, this is the father of computer science. Who's the father?
Babbage.
Alan Turing.
Oh shit.
Alan Turing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oops.
Father of computer science. Ahead of his time in many ways.
Yes.
Said this in
yes,
1940.
indeed.
Very good scientist. Here's the next quote.
Uh-huh.
According to ChatGPT, which famous scientist said the following? People don't think the universe be like it is, but it do. It's a very famous quote. Very famous quote by this very famous scientist.
I mean, Einstein comes to mind. Stephen Hawking comes to mind. I mean, even like Newton comes to mind.
This is.
Let me ask you the year.
2014.
Okay, I
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
I see. 2014. People don't think the universe.
This is via Twitter.
I see. Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Neil deGrasse Tyson, that's correct.
Did he actually say this though?
It's possible. It's possible.
Yeah,
There
it's
are,
possible.
I've seen posters of this quote, followed by Black Science Man, with a picture of Neil deGrasse Tyson
Oh my
looking at the
God.
cosmos.
All right.
Yeah. Next quote. This one's a little tricky, but
Mm-hmm.
listen carefully. According to ChatGPT, which very, very famous scientist said the following: fighting for the truth is like marrying your cousin. Everybody wants to do it, but very few have the guts to.
So I'll say this,
Who
okay?
said that?
Einstein did marry his cousin.
That he did.
His second marriage was with his
That
cousin.
he did.
They did
Yes.
not have any kids, as far as I recall.
They dared not to.
So I think this maybe I think this is Einstein.
This is Einstein. That's correct.
Yeah.
He said this in 1919 during his wedding to Elsa. Yeah.
Wow.
They were maternal first cousins and
They
also
were.
paternal second cousins.
I didn't know that. I didn't know they were cousins
Hey.
two different ways.
Yes.
That's wild, man.
Both of their parents are related.
That's really wild.
Pretty wild.
Yeah.
But he's right. I mean, he's very, very right. Everybody wants to fight for the truth, but very few will do it.
He walked the walk.
Like marrying your cousin. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Next quote. According to ChatGPT, which very famous scientist said the following: if I can't scuba, then what's this all been about?
Yeah.
What am I working towards?
So I'll say a few things right now. Okay.
Yeah.
The person who said this is one of my favorite people ever.
Uh-huh.
To this day, I'll go on YouTube and watch compilations
Yes.
of his words of wisdom, if you will.
Uh-huh.
He had a very famous blog. It's just a Word document on his computer.
Uh-huh.
He was in many cults.
Yes.
This is Creed.
Creed Bratton. Yeah. Incorrect. This was actually Stephen Hawking. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
2009.
I see.
Creed Bratton was quoting him.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Stephen Hawking. Love to
I
scuba.
stand corrected.
Okay, next quote. Final quote. According to ChatGPT, which famous scientist said the following: bruh, this apple is bussin'. Very famous scientist.
yeah. Okay.
Loved
so
apples.
there's a very famous story about Newton and an apple. Apple fell on his head or fell somewhere. He was home on break from university because there was a plague outbreak. And so he's like, okay, I'm just going to go back to the countryside.
Yeah.
It's possible the whole thing's made up. So the
Possible.
quote is probably, maybe the quote is...
Yeah. It could
maybe
be-
it is indead what he said.
Yeah. Could be.
So this is Isaac Newton.
That's correct. Yeah. In 1659, he was 16 years old at the
Yeah.
time. Ahead of his time.
Very
Like
ahead of his
all
time.
of the
yeah.
greats. Good job, Tirth. Good job. Good job.
thank
You
you.
got most of those, I think. I didn't keep
Yeah.
track of your score, but let's just say you got 50%
Yeah,
correct.
it's such little faith in me. Little faith in me.